Today we'll talk about Shokz Openswim headphones. I've been using these for a while, and I'll give you an opinion whether you should get them, if I would buy them again, what the pros and cons are. Aside from the Openswim, I've been using the Openrun Pros for a while, so I had some good experience with bone conducting headphones. Now, different to normal headphones, these don't go into your ears. They end up sitting on your lobes, and the way they work is that they send sound through your skull into your ear canal, which sounds creepy as hell, but it also not only prevents water from being stuck in your ear canal when you're swimming or doing other water activities, but it also helps you to be aware of your surroundings when you're running or cycling. Shokz designed these for triathlonists and people who end up in the water at some point in their workout. They are IP68 certified, which means you can submerge in them and you can get them wet. These ones are kind of a splash proof as well, but the open runs I wouldn't trust falling off a board, in my case, into the water with these, so I got these ones instead, and I have to admit the sound quality wise they are very close. What you can't expect of these to be anywhere nearly as good as standard headphones that go into your ears or over your ears, but they provide adequate sound for activities whilst again keeping you safe on the roads. You'll probably be able to find loads of different sound examples and clips online on how they sound on your ears, but the good thing to do is to go into a shop and try them on yourself, see if they work for you. I mainly got them for myself for kite surfing sessions or when I'm training for paddleboarding races, so I know if I'll come off the board these are not going to get fried, and they've been spectacularly good at what they're supposed to do. Great feature about all Shokz headphones is that they stay on your ears no matter what. Now, if you ever seen kite surfers wiping out, we wipe out pretty hard, and I used to tether these to my wetsuit, but noticing how strong they stick to your ears, they don't really fall off, so I dropped that. The advertised battery life is about 8 hours, however, the best I got was less than 7 and typically around 5 hours, especially when you've got them on a full blast. One thing to mention is that these are super light, especially compared to some other MP3 players. And here's the catch, these are not headphones, these are actual MP3 players. They have no Bluetooth, and the reason for that is possibly because Bluetooth doesn't work underwater. So if you ever try using your Apple Watch paired with Bluetooth headphones and you stick your hand underwater, there's zero chance of that connection staying on. The way you listen to the music is the way that we did that in the early 2000s. You just download MP3 files and you put them on the headphones. And because you have to use a cable and not Bluetooth, this feels very 2005.
I come from the days of the Pirate Bay.
It's not a big process, however, when you think about it, most of our music right now is either on Spotify, Apple Music or YouTube. It might be really hard for some of you to find a provider allowing you to download music legally.
When we would torrent and leash all day.
Buttons on these are pretty tiny, so if you do open water swimming or kite surfing and you use gloves, operating these is pretty hard. I've managed to somehow set it to Japanese, because apparently if you press the plus and the minus button on the volume, it changes languages. One thing to remember is that if you're kite surfing or surfing in a hood, these are not going to fit because of that band in the back. Same goes for full face helmets when you're cycling. Open face are absolutely fine, the same goes for beanies, neoprene beanies or swimming caps. Now, equalizer modes, there are only two. One is for swimming, and the second one is for just general use. I felt they sounded much better in both environments when they were in the walking mode rather than the swimming, but there's different reports. If you look through Reddit, people do say different things about these modes working differently for them, so just test them out when you're in the water. One of the things worth noting is the charging case that is supplied with these. Well, it's not a case, it's a little charging dongle, which is another thing you take with you if you're traveling. I really wish these had wireless charging on them. I appreciate you can't put a USB port on these because water would get in. I've never had issues with the sound quality in the water. I know that some people said that it's better to wear earplugs when using these headphones. I hate having stuff in my ears, so I never tried that. But if you get them, try them in and without them and see what works better for you. When buying these headphones, consider your head size. I've got small ones and this is how they look on me. My head isn't really tiny, but I do wear medium baseball caps if that helps. As I mentioned before, they're pretty good for cycling and running because you know what's going on around you, but that also makes them not really your everyday headphones. So if you're traveling a lot, if you're on planes, if you're walking down the streets and you want to submerge yourself in the music, these will not cancel out the sounds from the outside. Now the big question is whether I regret getting these or not, and the answer is I don't. They've been through hell and back. They've been used in salty water, they've been used in fresh water, in swimming pools, and they're going strong. And I haven't seen any battery deterioration, which normally at this stage should occur. There's also not too many things I really don't like about them, apart from maybe not having that wireless charging so you can just chuck them on a mat and charge them overnight. And when you travel, you have to remember to take a separate charger just for these. The only thing really to consider is whether you're going to be using these in the water often, because if not, the Openrun Pros might just tick more of your boxes. Purely because they do have Bluetooth, you can use them to answer calls, you can stream music from your phone, and that just gives you way more options. So the Openswim Pros are really there for people who get wet very often. That didn't come out right, did it? But anyway, if you have any questions about the headphones, drop them below, and if you leave a like or a subscribe, even better. Have a good one.